How you doing, YouTube? Matt, Massive Beer Reviews, back with a mystery beer, but not just another mystery beer. This is mystery beer number 100. Say what? Yeah, I was surprised when I hit 100 episodes of any beer review, but this is actually the 100th mystery beer I'll be doing. Legitimate, too. It's the actual 100 one. There's not ones that I'm not posting in order to post this one. I usually don't count these things either. I don't really count my reviews. Obviously, I have a like a number count for all the stuff that I post, but I'm pretty sure that's like way off and shit. I always kind of double put numbers or whatever the hell, repeat numbers and shit like that. Anyway, but somebody, I forget who it was, somebody was kind of bitching and moaning for like 3 weeks straight that I put my mystery beers in a playlist. And I hadn't updated in about a month, so I threw a few in there, and lo and behold, it was at 91. And I just counted all the ones I have recorded, and it got up to 99. So I was like, huh, how about that? Let's make a little hoopla about it. I'll put like hundreds of mystery beer and all that shit, like it really matters. Anyway, mystery beers, what are they? People wrap up stuff like this one, which is expertly wrapped up, to the point where I have no idea what's in here. All I know is I'm going to open it, I am going to drink it, I am then going to talk about it. When I talk about it, I'm just going to talk about what I'm tasting, what kind of beer I think it is, whether it's, you know, core 4, adjunct, all that stuff. And then every now and then, if I'm feeling a little bit saucy, I'll actually guess the beer. But that's not a prerequisite. It's just kind of something I do when I'm really like, okay, I think it's this beer. So, without further ado, let's dive into this sucker. Expertly wrapped. Look at that. There's so much masking tape on this. Sweet Bounty paper towels. This must have some kind of logoing in the neck, logoing in the cap, the whole nine. So it kind of makes me think it's like a bigger brewery, only because a lot of breweries are kind of trying to maximize their marketing. Hence all this shit on there. So we'll see what's what. But let's crack into it. See what she's got. I'm not gonna look under the cap because I don't know, reveal some things sometimes. So let's give it a pour and see what she's got. This is the second mystery beer I'm doing from Jerome. This comes from Jerome. He's from Jersey, right outside New York City, pretty much right across the river. And the first one that he actually sent me looked pretty damn close to this one, to be perfectly honest with you. Very kind of apple cider vibes as far as look goes. Just rich kind of caramel colors, a bit washed out, a touch of amber in there, a touch a little bit of brown, a touch a little bit of yellow. So it has a kind of sour vibe to it. It has a kind of barley wine vibe to it. Old ale vibe to it. So, yeah. Looks really, really close to the beer he previously sent. Let's get a nose on this one. It kind of smells like the other beer that he sent. Yeah, like really, really close to that beer. But it has a different... There's something else going on with it. I don't know why I'm not talking about the other beer. It's going to get posted either with this one or prior to this one. He sent me... It was an American barley wine that was aged from... I forget the name of the brewery already. Do I have the bottle laying around here somewhere? Huh. No. I forget the name of the brewery. Anyway, it was an American barley wine. It was aged. It was kind of tropical hop, but it was like almost 3 years old. And I pretty much nailed that motherfucker. This has much the same thing. That one had a very robust kind of apple skin going with it. A big fruit component. A nice kind of sweet, sugary, slightly sugar-daddery vibe. This smells pretty much like a less aged version of that beer. Less aggressively hopped, too. A little bit of acetone like nail polish remover, but it comes off much the same way. I'm getting those soft kind of apple vibes, not as vibrant, not as electric, but they're there. I'm getting a soft caramel vibe, again, not as deep, not as rich, not as rounded. There's a little bit of soft spicy hops, so the hops aren't as big, and you would think, okay, something that isn't aged as long if it were the same beer, because I could see somebody doing that to me, sending the same beer of 2 different vintages. The hops don't show like that. But yeah, it's a barley wine. It might be an English barley wine, but it might be an American barley wine with a bit of age on it. I'm not really getting any oxidation. I'm not really getting any kind of like ghosts of hop pass on it. It might be more of a soft American strong ale or an English barley wine. I kind of said very similar things about the other one. It's a very similar beer, but that one I leaned a little bit more heavily old ale American barley wine. This is kind of somewhere in between like an English barley wine and a little bit of an American old ale. Not really getting much of any barrel. There's a soft kind of tannic tea vibe to it too. Very kind of like iced tea, like not necessarily like herbal tea, like very iced tea like. So yeah, piquing my interest. Let's dive in. Cheers. It tastes really close to that other beer. It's got that sugar daddy sweetness thing going all the way. It doesn't come at, it's not nearly as robust as the other one was, but it's there. It's really there. It's definitely in that sugar daddy realm. So I'm guessing this beer has a little bit of time on it. You're definitely getting those kind of iced tea tannic vibes, but you're getting that more herbally tea thing like too. So we might be looking at the same beer, different vintage. Yeah, I mean, I'm only one day removed. I did that beer last night. The reason I was looking for it, sometimes I leave my bottles around for a day or so in case I want to throw them on the shelf. Yeah, sugar daddy vibe for days. Soft, bittering hops with a big herbal component to it. The other one had a more fruity, kind of tropical vibe to it with a, it was going that green apple skin that I was talking about. This one's definitely leaning more herbally, spicy, tea-like, iced tea-like, but also kind of hot tea, herbally vibe-like. And it's just the sugar daddy on this is crazy. I mean, this is diabetes in a glass. Yeah, that's it. It's a little bit different on the hop profile for me to say this is the same beer, different vintage. Now that being said, it could be a little bit different. You know, hops change from year to year. They can use a different batch of hops. They could be, okay, we're going to mix up the hop content each year. We're going to make the same base beer, but kind of mix up the hops. That could be it. The other one also wasn't wrapped this high. It actually, the other one just was wrapped to right around here. So I'm assuming this has a little bit more going on for it on the label wise, but who knows? That's a little bit of kind of the mind fuck that these mystery beers kind of put you through. But the taste I'm getting off this, I'm going to say it. I'm probably going to be wrong, but I think this is the same exact fucking beer, but newer. Yeah, newer. Do I want to go newer or older? I want to go... The other one's shown a little bit more pretty for me. So for me, pretty equates to age. But if it's a little bit older, that could be a reason why the hops are a little bit more muted. But yeah, I'm going to go with the same beer. I think it was... Excuse me, burps. I think that one was Fort Collins Brewing. And it was their just I don't think it had a name on it. I think it was just American Barley Wine 2016 or something like that. It probably had a name. I'm just misremembering. Is that a thing that people do? So yeah, let's just how does he have this done here? Okay, let's do that. It's a tasty beer though. I didn't even really talk about whether I like it or not. I like it. It's just I'm really kind of sucked into the kind of idea of whether this is the same beer, just a different vintage. No, it's not. It's not the same brewery. Oh, clown shoes. Ooh, I kind of poop on clown shoes. Someone wrote me, they were like, you hate clown shoes. I'm like, I don't hate clown shoes. I just haven't had one of their beers in a long time. So this is an American strong American barley wine from Clown Shoes. If I actually use my bionic powers to actually rip through this weak tape and get to the bottom of it. Will she just slide off? Ah, you son of a bitch. Trials and tribulations of the mystery beers. This would be way easier if I just grab the ends of it and pull. There we go. We're good now. Okay, what do we have here? We have the Brandy Barrel. That's a little bit of difference coming on. Clown Shoes. It's a Ballad of Mini Quay 2018, so there's not much age on it. Old ale age in brandy barrels. I mean, there's age in the barrel itself. Mini Quay's love died in 1852 when his ship went down. Heartbroken, she dove into the rough waters to her death. Minnie's ghost can be seen roaming the beaches of Forrester. She waits near the dock for the ill-fated ship. This old ale, aged in brandy barrels, honors Minnie in Michigan. Minnie, we hope for you to find peace. Clown Shoes Brewing, Boston, Massachusetts, Windsor, Vermont. Like it's 2018. I don't see a date actually when it was put in, but anyway, yeah. So you definitely got the old ale vibes. I was getting that old ale barley wine vibe to it. Like I said, I was leaning a little bit more kind of old ale or American strong ale English barley wine, which is essentially an old ale. Slight differences, but rather than the American barley wine, because it wasn't as aggressively hopped. There's a little bit of a soft, kind of herbally, kind of fugly hop to it. So that kind of made sense. Now, the brandy barrel portion of the show. There is an added sweetness to it, but I can get that sweetness just from malt. I did from yesterday's base beer without being barrel aged. And again, this is my experience with Clown Shoes. I've had probably about 5 different barrel aged beers from Clown Shoes, and all of them have shown really, really weak barreling. Like very, very minimal. I don't want to say exposure. Who knows? Exposure-wise, they could actually be exposed very little to a barrel, but they taste like they don't have much barrel to them. So that might be the case with this one. You know, what I taste is what I taste blind. So that's the whole beautiful thing about the mystery beers, is that, you know, I'm not making shit up. But yeah, it was very similar to the other one, but different. Like I said, I was kind of got sucked into that vortex that you can get sucked into a lot of times with these beers, that I got so kind of hung up on, is it the same beer, different vintage, and I didn't break myself out of that thought process and just go with another beer. But it's very similar to the other one I had, so I'm okay with what I said about it. But it was a fun one to do for you know, the 100th mystery beer, for a couple of reasons. 1, it's a mystery beer. 2, it's an old ale. 3, it's brandy barrel aged, even though I didn't get a ton of brandy off it. And 4, I lost my train of thought. It's Clown Shoes beer. Like I said, I've kind of ripped Clown Shoes in the past because I've just never been a big fan of the brewery. I've probably had about 20 to 30 Clown Shoes beers, and really maybe 2 have really done it for me. This one's quite nice. It's definitely up there, definitely on the better rather than worse side of things. So it's fun to kind of go into beers like these, especially from breweries that really haven't done it for me in the past, and kind of visit them without any pretension or any kind of preconceived notion about them. But it's tasty, it's nice, it's very sweet. Sugar Daddy vibes all day. Not showing the barrel all that much. Let's dive back in, see if we can get a little bit. Okay. Now you say it, I can see the brandy being there. Yeah, and it does have a bit of heat to it, but I didn't even talk about the ABV on this. This has got to be up there. I mean, geez, 11% alcohol by volume. But it's a fun beer. It was a tasty beer. I enjoyed the shit out of doing it, and I think I did all right. I've done better in the mystery beer world. I've done way worse. Let's put it that way. But I'm okay with what I said. So let's talk about it. Is it one of the better barrel-aged English barley wine / old ales I've had as of late? It's worthy of being in a conversation. It's not one of the best. I've had some that have really just kind of blown my socks off. This one's quite nice, and like I said, it's probably one of the better Clown Shoes beers I've had in quite some time. It's been quite some time since I've had any, so that in and of itself is pretty fun. Value and availability, no idea. I'm going to leave you with, if you like what, will you like this beer? If you like Sugar Daddies, if you like English old ales, if you like barley wines, like brandy barrel aged stuff, you like sweet beers, you like big beers, you like barley wine. I mean, this is pretty much almost textbook barley wine, like English old ale / barley wine. So if that's what really turns you on, this is probably going to do it. And honestly, like I said, I don't know about the value, but from my past, I haven't bought a Clown Shoes beer in forever. But from what I remember, they're usually pretty readily available, and also priced to move. So yeah, definitely going to foot the bill, especially for a Sugar Daddy like barley wine. So there you go, Mystery Beer 100 in the books. Now, mystery beers. Let's do the little plug at the end. How do I get them? You people send them to me. It's going to be my only time I ever ask people to send me beers. Send me beers for mystery beers. It's the only way I can do these. I started kind of trying to get other people to do them, so it's not an exclusive thing to me, because I think it's a really fun journey. People are out there doing them too. I started kind of like a chainmail beer at Ford thing with some mystery beers, and it's kind of been popping around YouTube. So definitely check out other mystery beers. Type mystery beers into YouTube. 99.9% of the time, if you see something titled a mystery beer, it's come from me sending out the kind of mystery beer at Ford stuff. There's a couple people that kind of adopted the name and didn't give thanks, but that's okay. And go check those out. They're super fun to do. I implore you to do them yourselves. Have your friends kind of set you up with some beers. They have no idea what you want to do, because a lot of people do blind beers, but there's a little bit of kind of you kind of know what you're doing when you do blind beers. And by that I mean, you have a fridge full of stuff and someone sets up a couple beers for you. Well, let's say you have 20 different beers in your fridge. You have a 1 in 20 chance of guessing that beer. When you do the mystery beers like this, you have, 1 in a billion chance of guessing them. I mean, sure, bottle shape, bottle size, type of beer, the region it's coming from, all those things can clue you in to maybe what is going on, but that's part of the fun game of it. So, yeah. Implore them to do them yourselves. Check other people out there doing the mystery beers. And if you want to feed the troll, you can send some my way. If you want to do that, just shoot me an email at massivebeers@gmail.com. If you want to check me out doing other stuff, other beer review stuff and other things, you can check me out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I'm tapped. Massive Beers. Let's see what else. Beer Massive. Go check that out too. We do podcasts, interview brewers, and all kinds of fun stuff there. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully enjoying a nice barley wine right now. Sorry, old ale right now. We'll see you next time. Cheers.